Welcome back, guys. So, sorry I'm not there. My daycare service provider had a family emergency, which means that I'm going to be out today and tomorrow. So, I'll see you guys on Wednesday. Classcraft has officially begun, even though we haven't set up our new characters. We will set those characters up on Wednesday. But Classcraft rules are still enabled, so if you are being mean to the sub, then you will lose HP, double HP, and if you are doing good, then you get double XP. Alright, so I have the notes out in front of me. You should have them as well. No warm-up day. Let's jump right in. Alright, let's start out with some vocab, and you'll notice that we're on Unit 5 now. So, solution. What is a solution? So it's a value or values, depending on how many things we're substituting in, that we can put in the place of a variable that make a true statement. So, right, make a true statement. And we know this before. Like if I had 2x is equal to 8, for example, you don't need to write this down. Well, what is the solution to this? Well, the solution is 4, because if I plug in 4 here, 2 times 4 equals 8. That is a true statement. 8 equals 8. So just a little bit of review. And then from there, an ordered pair, this is something like something, comma, something, and generally the ordered pair that we're going to be talking about for the rest of the year is an x, comma, y. A little bit of lag there, x, comma, y. So the first number is always going to be the x, the second number is always going to be the y. Alright, so let's go to example 1. Which ordered pair is a solution of the equation? So we have our equation right here, and we basically have to plug in each of these. I have to plug in 3, 4, I have to plug in 1, 3, and see if it makes a true statement. So you can pause the video now if you want to try this on your own, but if you are unsure, go ahead and stick around. I'll be doing the first one with you. So 3, 4. Again, my x value is 3, so this x value right here, I'm going to be plugging in 3. My y value is 4, because 4 is the second number, so this number right here is 4. So when I plug those in, I get the following statement. I get -2 times the quantity of that 3 times 3, and then I'm going to rewrite the rest of this, plus 5 times the quantity of this y. That y is 4, and that should be, I'm just copying it down, is equal to 14. Well, is that a true statement? I don't know. Well, what's 2 times 3? 2 times 3 is 6. So I'm going to say, okay, this turns into -2 times +3 is a -6. 5 times 4 is a +20. Is that equal to 14? Well, 20 minus 6 is 14, so I get 14 equals to 14. Yes, that is a true statement. So 3, 4 is a solution. But notice that it could be both. So I have to actually check 1, 3. What I want you to do right now is do the same process that I just did for 1, 3. So pause the video now, try it out. Alright, so you've unpaused the video, so we don't know if it's both or not. When I plug them in really quick, again, my x is 1, so I get -2 times 1. I'm going to be adding plus 5 times 3. That should be equal to 14. Is that the case? Well, that turns into -2 plus 15. Is -2 plus 15 equal to 14? No. -2 plus 15 is, why am I blanking, is 13. 13 is not equal to 14, so it's not F. It is indeed only E. Alright, let's try another one. Pause the video now for example 2. Go ahead and try it on your own. Alright, you've unpaused the video, so let me go ahead and do this with you guys. So this is going to be 3 times the quantity of 2. And then I'm going to be adding this to 2 times the quantity of 3. Does that equal 12? That's our question. Well, if I simplify this, it's supposed to be an arrow. If I simplify that, it's going to be 6 plus 6 is equal to 12. That is a true statement. 6 plus 6 does equal 12. Okay, so I know that this one does work. Let's check 4, 0. You should have already done this one. If not, go ahead and pause it and do it now. This is going to be 3 times 4, not 0, 3 times 4, and then I'm going to be adding plus 2 times 0, that should be equal to 12. Is that the case? Let's go ahead and simplify once. 3 times 4 is 12. 2 times 0 is 0. Is 12 plus 0 equal to 12? It is. That is also a true statement. So it happens to be both 2, 3 and 4, 0. All right, let's try example 3. This is going to be the second type of question that you'll see. By the way, tonight on Khan Academy we have 2 homework assignments. The first homework assignment looks like example 1 and example 2. Our second homework assignment looks like example 3 and example 4 in the back. All right, so this time they gave us an equation. It's a harder equation too, and they tell us, hey, we know one of the values. One of these values is 5. And I want to ask you right now, is this the x value or is it the y value? 5. Is that the x or the y? And if you said x, you'd be correct because this is the x coordinate and this is the y coordinate. It's an ordered pair. So we know x is 5, which means plug in x is 5. So my 5 gets plugged in right here. Are there any other x's? There's another x right there. 5 gets plugged in there. When I plug those in, I get 3 times 5. And I get 5 times 5. And then I rewrite the rest of the equation. Plus 4y equals negative y plus that thing. And then I simplify a little bit. So 3 times 5 is 15, so 15 plus 4y is equal to negative y plus 25. Now just treat this as an equation that you can solve. I'm solving this equation for y. And that makes sense, right? So the only unknown variable, there's only y that I don't know, that's the one I'm trying to find because I need to figure out what goes in for y. All right, so to solve this one, I'm going to add y to both sides, plus y, and that gets rid of this y, it moves it to the left-hand side, and I have 5y. And I need to move this 15 to the right-hand side by subtracting 15, so I'm going to say minus 15, and those cancel out, and 25 minus 15 is 10, so 5y is equal to 10, and then I need to divide both sides by 5, divide by 5, divide by 5, and I get y is equal to 2. So the answer here is 2. Alright, what I want you to do is pause the video, flip over to the back, and try this one out all on your own. Alright, you've unpaused the video, here we go. So we know, in this case, that the y-coordinate is negative 7. We're trying to find that x-coordinate. So everywhere that you see a y, plug in negative 7. Negative 7 gets plugged in there. Anywhere else? Nope, just there. So rewrite the new equation. It's negative 7 plus 1 is equal to negative 2 times x minus 3. And you might have chosen right here to distribute this negative 2. If you do, just make sure that you're distributing the negative 2, not just the 2. So it becomes a negative 2x and a positive 6. But you don't necessarily have to do that if you don't want to. There are 2 ways to solve this one. Well, maybe a few more ways, but 2 ways that I immediately see. Let's go ahead and simplify the left-hand side. When I simplify the left-hand side, I get negative 6, because negative 7 plus 1 is negative 6, and then I have is equal to negative 2 times x minus 3. The first way that you can solve this one is by distributing the negative 2, but you don't actually need to. Here's a cool little trick that you can do. You can actually divide both sides by negative 2. Divide this side by negative 2, divide this side by negative 2, and because these 2 things are being multiplied, I have one thing right here being multiplied by another thing. If 2 things are being multiplied, one of them can cancel out. So negative 6 divided by a negative 2, a negative divided by a negative is a positive, which means I have a positive, and then 6 divided by 2 is 3. So now 3 is equal to, and I get rid of the negative 2, so x minus 3. And from there, I just need to add 3, so I'm going to say plus 3 on both sides, plus 3, and x is equal to 6. 6. So 6 is my answer, and I guess this is what I'm really looking for. This is the full coordinate point answer, so I'm going to say here, to box my answer, here we go. That's the answer I'm looking for. I should be boxing my answers up here. That was the answer I was looking for, and those, I didn't need to box my answer. Perfect. Alright, and that concludes the notes. So go ahead and write your summaries now, and once you finish your summary, you can show the substitute that you're ready to move on to the homework, and you can begin the 2 assignments on Khan Academy. I'll see you guys on Wednesday.